Science. Hey, good morning, comic book fans. You're with the Comic Book Push of the Comics Club, Tampa and Brandon's favorite comic book gaming store. Do we suddenly have a yellow tinge to the screen? Is it just me? Look, the magic of science. We changed the color of the screen. Fantastic. All right, listen. We have so much to get through, and we have very little time to do it. This week's comic stack is a solid, I'm not kidding you, it is a solid 13 inches. I've measured it twice just to make sure. 13-inch stack of comic books, all kinds of crazy great stuff. I can't even begin to tell you, but I can't wait to show you. We have local comic shop day coming up. Good morning, Steve Fisher. Good morning, Charles LePage. Thank you so much for joining us. This is Saturday, September 27th, local comic shop day. We have a few, not a whole lot, but a few local comic shop day comics that were specially made, which I'm going to show you right now. We got, let me get back to me. Oh, there I am. Hero Bear and the Kid. That's a local comic shop. See that logo? When you see that, you know it's Local Comic Shop Day 2025 for that comic book. We also have for Local Comic Shop Day, hold on a second. This is a Stake Presents Giuseppe. And that's a local comic shop title right there. We also have this one, Star Trek: The Last Starship. Ooh, if you're a Star Trek fan, this is going to be fun. Great back cover. That's a local comic shop day title. And these are not on sale today. These are on sale this Saturday. They will not be available today. They will be available at the Comics Club this Saturday. Ultimate Hawkeye #1 local comic shop day edition. So be sure to get yours here at the Comics Club this Saturday. Not before, I'm afraid. Come in and ask me for it before. I will tell you, didn't you watch my show? Don't you know what's happening? It's this Saturday, kids. Local Comic Shop Day this Saturday. I'll tell you what, to celebrate Local Comic Shop Day, the Comics Club is offering trade paperbacks and graphic novels BOGO this Saturday. Trade paperbacks and graphic novels BOGO for Local Comic Shop Day at the Comics Club. Come on in and enjoy some discounts on graphic novels and trade paperbacks. I'll tell you what, let's throw in back issues. Let's go BOGO on back issues for Local Comic Shop Day too. I'll post that on Facebook today. So come in on Saturday, pick up a copy of your Local Comic Shop Day editions of some of your favorite comics and get some fat discounts. Awesome. We've got to speed this up. Okay, one of Dolly and I's favorite things is cookbooks and cocktail books, and we have a lot of them in the store, and there's a whole bunch of them out there. This one's based on, Game of Thrones. It's a cookbook, though. And here, Outlander, Cocktails. This one's Cocktails with a Curator. It's cocktails with famous artwork. The Witcher official cookbook. We have all these. Dungeons and Dragons has a bunch of them. Flavors of the Multiverse. These books are also beautifully done. Gorgeous artwork, fantastic, just beautiful books. Dungeons and Dragons has a bunch of them, like this one. Official cookbook, Heroes Feast of Dungeons and Dragons. We also have Puncheons and Flagons. Puncheons and Flagons. This is all about drinks, cocktails in the Dungeons and Dragons world. I'm sorry. Also, if you're a Gothic kind of person, like goth stuff, look, it's the Gothic recipe book. How cool is that? And we're talking about just absolutely fantastic artwork and cool stories, really, in these. Alien fan? Alien cookbook. We've got so many. Hey, Dave Carney, good to see you. We have a book for you that you've been waiting for. I think it was a Plastic Man book. Anyway, get back with me. But what led up to all of these cookbooks is the new one that just came out. We're so excited about it. It's so cool. The comic book history of the cocktail. It is the cocktail history in comic book form. So you want to know all about cocktails, where they came from, how they started, who did them. It's a graphic presentation of the history of cocktails done in comic book form. How cool is that? You gotta love that, man. Hey, Austin Mitchell, thank you so much. Yeah, another great new comic book day. We have catalogs, and we have DC Connect telling us all the new stuff coming up. And we also have IDW's catalog. We were supposed to get Marvel catalog this week, their preview, but it will be delayed for a couple of days. We'll get it to you. It won't be that bad. It'll be all right. Ultimate Spider-Man #3 trade paperback. And, I didn't show you this one. Deck of Mini Morsels. So it's a deck with cards, all recipes from the world of Dungeons and Dragons. How cool is that? A new Supergirl trade paperback on the stands in our store. Universe End and restock on this one. Been so popular lately. The Death of the Family, where Robin was killed. Robin has taken front stage in all kinds of things, controversies over comic books being canceled, and it is the Red Hood Robin. It's just been he suddenly is cropping up in the comic book world again. Good reasons and bad, both together. But anyway, while we don't currently have a Red Hood series like we thought we were going to have, if anybody is interested in that book, that basically banned, if you would copy, we have them here. So just come and talk to me about it. All right, that's as deep as I'm getting into politics today. All right, we have a whole bunch of stuff to show you, but before we get too deep into anything, before we even get into the variant covers, I want to show you something really cool. This is a facsimile edition of New Fun Comics. In an oversized form, these massive giant books, and New Fun Comics is very interesting. It's historic for comic books in several ways. And I don't know how many. Here's draw your own New Fun comic book cover. The amazing and interesting thing about this book, besides that it introduced a lot of characters in this series, it was the very first comic book ever that had all new material. This is the first time. A Treasury Edition size book. That's correct, Charles. This is a Treasury Edition size. So this book, all comic books prior to this book reprinted comic strips from the Sunday Funnies. This was the first time they had original material. And it's also the first time they ever put advertisements in a comic book. And this is a comic magazine, and there's a reason why they called it a comic magazine back then, is because it was more than just comics. It had articles and stories and fiction and other stuff. And like I said, this one was the first time they actually put advertisements in a comic book. So this is massive comic book history, but it's more than that. This comic book has no superheroes, guys. What? A comic book with no superheroes? What? And all of these comics in here, all collected together, and there's not a single superhero. Why would that be? Because comic books, superheroes didn't come on the scene just then. I made some notes. What was the first comic book superhero everybody always says Superman. Well, yes and no. There's one that actually could be considered predating Superman. So let's look at some of them. Who was the first superheroes in a comic book? Well, way back in 1949, we had Zorro in 4-color comics, 228, that issue. But that wasn't the first. We know that. The Shadow and Doc Savage, they both came out in 1940. Shadow Comics #1. Still not the first. How about Superman, 1938, Action Comics #1. Here's where the debate comes. Was Superman the first superhero in comics? The Phantom. Are you familiar with the Phantom? The Ghost Who Walks? 1938, Ace Comics #11 reprinted the comic strip from 1936 comic strip. That when it began. The 1936 comic strips began with the Phantom character, but in a comic book, the first time the Phantom appeared was in Ace Comics #11, and it reprinted his comic strips. So if you think Phantom was the first superhero, like many people do, then the first comic book to contain a superhero was back in Ace Comics #11. If you believe Superman was the first real superhero, then that's Action Comics 1938. But the comics before that had no superheroes at all. It was all drama or silly stuff or fun stuff. This one even had Oswald the Rabbit, which was a precursor of Mickey Mouse. You see him down there at the bottom, and his story went all across all of the pages at the very bottom. Okay, great fun stuff. Amazing New Fun Comics facsimile edition. Get it in 3 forms: the original look, shiny foil gimmick one like I love, and draw your own. All right. We spent a lot of time on that, but what fun. How cool is that? Some amazing history in comic books. We have a ton of new comic books to get through. Mark your calendar, guys, this Saturday, local comic shop. Okay, at the Comics Club. If you're local here, get on over. If you're not local here, get on over to wherever your local comic shop is and take part in local comic shop day. Help them out. Help out your local comic shop. Most of these mom and pops are not getting rich doing it, And we just got hit again. The comic shops are not immune to this situation with the tariffs. We just got hit again with our latest shipment, an extra $100 that officially puts us over $1,000 this year that the Comics Club has had to shell out in extra money for tariff costs. And these are costs that are so low that I can't pass them on to my customers. So we just have to eat them. So right now we've just hit over $1,000. So when I say come and help your local comic shop this Saturday, please do. We've had extra expenses that we didn't even know would ever hit the comic book in the world. Okay, great variant covers coming at you today. I mean, some really good stuff. This is a 1 in 10 Rites of Spring. If you haven't been reading Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees, this is Rites of Spring, their second. It's about serial murderer, serial killer, but in the world where there's anamorphic stuff, where this little teddy bear woman is a murderer. We got the Power Rangers and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles third series. This is issue number 2, and it's a 1 in 5. And this one is also a 1 in 5. It's a foil one. Pretty cool. We have Skin Breaker. Thank you. This is a thank you one that was given to the comic shops for buying the comic anyway. It's a special one. It has a embossed logo here. And this, I read through this. First of all, Finch's artwork is insane. It's awesome. I love it. I just love Finch's artwork to start with. But this is an entire comic book of all Finch. It's fantastic. I love it. And what a cool beginning. I think this is going to be a great series. So we also have Vampirella Halloween Horror. This is number 1. This is a Greg Land, who didn't make it to the local Comics and Brews this time, but he was there last year. Hope he can make it next year. This is a 1 in 7. This is a 1 in 10. The cosplay cover. I really like that one. Really did a good job on that one. We have also a 1 in 5 here. Wow, what beautiful artwork that is. I think it's photography and more going on there, or art. I'm not certain. It looks photo realistic. Vampirella, also Halloween Horror in that same one, but a foil. If you didn't like that one, you can get the shiny foil, gimmicky kind. We have also, this is a Buzz something or other. This is a Buzz line art. This one is a homage to the original Vampirella. Star Trek Last Starship. This is a $13.99 variant, which will be behind the counter. Cool foil one. We also have a 1 in 15 Last Starship. This I think the other side also has this image on it too. Death of the Silver Surfer into Marvel Now, number 4. It's a 1 in 25. We have pardon me. I don't know how this one ended up over there. It was supposed to be earlier, but Godzilla Destroys the Marvel Universe. That's a 1 in 25. Ultimate Spider-Man, number 21, a 1 in 25. Some crazy art there. Battle World is starting. We got number 1, 1 in 25. Ultimate Hawkeye, number 1, a 1 in 25. And that is David Mack artwork. Great stuff. Love David Mack. Harley Quinn, number 54, a 1 in 25. Detective Comics, number 1101, 1 in 25. Last but not least, I want you to take a close look at the artwork here. At a glance, it might look standard to you, but if you look closely, this artwork is absolutely incredible. It's by Tran Nguyen, and this is Wonder Woman 25, a 1 in 25. Look at that. Absolutely fantastic artwork. She's flying with the eagles there. Backwards. Pretty wild. I love it. Great work there, guys. Wonderful artwork. Hey, okay, where do we start here with this massive stack of comic books? Oh my gosh. Can't wait to get into some of these titles this week. I read 1 or 2 already. Good stuff. Let's start with DC and Superman. How about that? How about Superman number 30? Hitting the stands with a whole bunch of covers. Oh my gosh. I think I got variant cover fatigue. How about you? But it's nice to have a selection. It makes it very difficult to know how to order these things, though. Look at this. Superman breaking a sweat after chopping down an entire forest. I don't even think that would make you break a sweat, really. This cool foil edition. This is my favorite of the week. This one right here. That's just perfect Superman right there. That's perfect Superman. Okay. So there we got Superman. I started to, because it's streaming now, I started to watch the Superman movie again so I could catch all the little things I did miss before, but I ended up not getting to finish the show after all. I'll have to sit down and do a marathon on it one of these times. Okay, what do we got here? Oh, Superman Unlimited, issue number 5. Flying a little closer to the sun there. Who is the person who flew too close to the sun and the wings fell off because the wax melted? Who was that? Anyway, are you guys getting a good signal here? I'm getting a thing showing me that we have a really super weak signal. Are you guys getting through? Are you hearing me all right? Everybody see me? Everybody hear me? Hello? Everybody out there? Karis, thank you. Karis, I think you're correct. Also, I think we just showed the signal being very, very weak, and I didn't know if everybody was still hearing us or not. Anyway, Justice League Unlimited, number 11. I hope everybody gonna look good. Well, thanks, Steve. You're a sport calling me a good-looking man. Is that what you said? I'm hot? Is that what you said, Steve? Justice League Unlimited. Loud and clear. Thank you. Thank you very much, guys. I appreciate that. Don't forget to leave a comment down below, and that little thumbs up thing. Go ahead and slam it. What the heck? Give us a little thumbs up, guys. Thank you so much. Let's see here. We got Wonder Woman. Oh my goodness, there's some really beautiful covers here. Wonder Woman number 12. Absolute Wonder Woman number 12, I should say. We got 2 Wonder Womans going now, Absolute and regular. And Absolutes have been fantastic. If you didn't know, Wonder Woman won an Eisner, the writer for Wonder Woman, for the writing of Wonder Woman. How great is that? That tells you something. Eisners aren't given out willy-nilly. Only people who really know their stuff are really good writers. Okay, so Detective Comics. This is Detective Comics 1101. Hitting the stands. That's a cool one. I like it. Look at that. All the baddies there. I don't know. I think Man-Bat's just misunderstood. Isn't him and Damien half brothers or something? Is that correct? Are they half brothers? Wonder Woman, my gosh, the covers on Wonder Woman this week are just phenomenal. This is Wonder Woman number. I froze in a couple of times, Charles. Thank you for letting me know. Yeah, it showed a really weak signal. I don't know why. I hope everything is okay now. I hope you guys can all see me, hear me. And Wonder Woman. Cool foil. Flew too close to the sun. Thank you, Chris. How you doing, Chris? Good to see you. Appreciate you watching the show. Wonder Woman. Look at these great Wonder Woman covers. Got Mark Spears here. Look at that. Monarch. I think this introduces her for the first time, this issue. And if you didn't like them, you could do one of your own with that blank cover of Wonder Woman, number 25. Okay, DC has such a whole bunch of books. We have, for some reason, all of these restocks. We really only needed one here. Thank you. All right, make that stack 12 3/4 inches. There's too many of these. This is a reprint of Absolute Superman number 1, but this is the cover that's awesome. Look at this, Jay Lee. Look at Jay Lee. This actually came out last week. We sold right out of it. So they're back in stock. If anybody needs one. Catwoman number 79. Wow. We're up to 79 in the current series. Look at that cycle. Catwoman crashes the party. Woohoo. And Cho. Gotta love Cho stuff. Beautiful artwork. Okay. Moving right along. How are we doing for time there? We're behind, believe it or not. Even with this much time left, we have so much more to get through. Let's see here. We've got DC Vampires versus Vampires, World War V. This is issue number 12. Is this wrapping it up? Is this the end of it? Issue number 12. I think it was a maxi series, right? Oh, Constantine. It's always good when Constantine shows up. Always something weird happening when he shows up. If something weird is going on, if something weird is happening, I want it to be happening to me. Reverse Flash on the cover, and that's Mark Spears of the cover of Flash, number 25. All righty here. Let's see here. Green Lantern, number 27. Love that cover. What do you got? He's attacking with sharks. I love it. Okay, and we got Green Arrow, too. Hitting the stands. Issue number 28. Harley Quinn, several covers. Yeah, about 3 of them for issue number 54. Is she falling backwards? Is she pulling a Nightwing here? This is Immortal Legend Batman, which is a finite series. I think it's going to be 12 parts or something like that. It's Batman in the future. Mr. Terrific. He got a boost from the movie. Very popular character in the movie, Mr. Terrific. This T-Spheres. And I have said lots of times that this is not necessarily designed for children. There are all kinds of things that pop into my head, that I want to say, like, he's the only superhero who's actually got balls. Sorry, I had to say it. This is the history of the DCU. Right here. Oh, I got to show you that. Gotta love this stuff. Look at this cover. It has pretty much everybody on it. All right, there you go. So there's DC Comics for us, and we're going to jump into, let's jump into Marvel next, and we'll save the indies for last, which we are really going to have to race through because we are running out of time for these massive stacks of comics we have this week. Oh my goodness. Okay, Godzilla Destroys the Marvel Universe is up to issue number 3, and we have several covers to choose from. Some really fun stuff, guys. Look at here. I'm really considering expanding the time of the show, starting it earlier by maybe a half hour, because it's hard to get everything in this little span of time, a half hour, 40 minutes that I usually give the show. So I don't know what you guys think about that. Moving up the show to 10:30 in the morning. Give me your thoughts down below. Tell me what you think and down below in the comments why you think we should go to 10:30 a.m. or why we shouldn't go to 10:30 a.m. I mean, is a half hour, 40 minutes enough of me and Jeff the Land Shark number 4, or would you like to have more of me and the comic books? For extra half hour, I could do it. I could get up a little earlier for you guys. I can show you love. Predator, Black, White, and Blood. Oh boy, look at that. Up to issue number 3. Predator getting bloody there, of course. Spider-Girl is up to issue number 4. And if we don't have at least 3 to 7 covers of everything, then they're just not happy. So here's one. It's a violent little Spider-Girl, isn't she? More, yes, please, Steve says. Tell us in the comments down below. Get a conversation going. Tell me why you don't want to see my ugly mug that much longer, or why you do. Spider-Girl, Alex Ross, Timeless. We have a whole bunch of those coming up here. And Spider-Man and Wolverine, issue number 5. If moving the time slot of the show makes things easier for you, I'm all for it. Austin, that is very kind and thoughtful comment that you're making there. Making it easier for me, honestly, it's not making it easier for me, but it's giving more time, more attention to the show. There's so many comics, they deserve a little bit more time. And there's also times that I want to tell you some history of comics, and it just doesn't have enough time, like this morning, the information about more fun comics and everything about this amazing comic that came out all those years ago in 1935, before there was even superheroes on the scene. That's the kind of stuff I'd like to be able to flesh out a little bit more. But also it means me getting up a little bit earlier. Here you go. This is not made for grown-up heads unless you play with the dimensions like Doctor Who. And then suddenly, there it is. All right. Storm. That was Storm number 12. That was the throwback Halloween costume face mask for children. Cut it out for your kid. Let them wear it. Dr. Aphra, Chaos Agent from Star Wars, number 4. We also have The Thing. issue number 5. And Immortal Thor or Thor, whatever you're wanting to call it. I mean, I think it's actually called Thor, but they label it Immortal Thor on the cover. Look at this bloody hammer that Thor's using. And he wields it so amazingly in this issue. I read it. It's just insane, this hammer of Thor. It's bloody for a reason. There's a lot of bloody going on in there. That thing kills multiple people, just so you know. Look at that, Loki. Rivals cover, if you're a Rivals fan. A throwback cover. And, oh, look at that. The mighty comic book pusher. This tiny little head. All right, stop. We don't have time for that. Move on. We've got Ultimate Spider-Man, number 21. You know, all this is coming to an end. The Ultimate Universe coming to an end very quickly, even though they just introduced a new title. Scarlet Witch and Vision. Mystic Man going on there in issue number 5. And this. Scarlet Witch cover. Okay, X-Men number 22. We got all kinds of stuff with X-Men number 22. We got cover after cover after cover. Number 22, because, you know, we should have 7 or 8 covers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Stitch. A Stitch appearance. 7. Oh, that's Alex Ross. Timeless. 8. Because it's issue number 22, you know, which is a major milestone issue that you should have 8 different covers for. Again, I like to have the variety of the covers, but it makes it so difficult to order comic books and know how many of this cover, how many of that cover. And, you know, of our customer base, maybe, and this is just the way it's always been, probably about Black, White, and Blood for Venom number 2, probably about 10% of our regular customers who aren't subscribers will actually tell us what they want in advance so that we know how to order these things. Facsimile edition one of X-Men number 139. Who could have appeared for the first time there? Starbrand number 20? And Battle World is starting. Battle World has all kinds of cool gimmicky covers and other stuff, as well as regular covers. There you go. And there's more. Shiny foil one. Battle World. This one is a wraparound. Hold on, I'll get it. Well, there's a bunch of stuff about Jim Shooter in here. How cool. If you don't know about Jim Shooter, read this. He was an amazing part of comic book history. Started in comics when he was just a 15-year-old kid. Started his own comic book company. Got fired from it. Started another one. That failed. Started another one. Tried to buy out Marvel Comics when they're in bankruptcy. That man was a major force in the comic book world. Ultimate Hawkeye starting today. Even though that Ultimate Universe will be coming to an end, that doesn't stop them from producing new comic books for that world. Ultimate Hawkeye finally gets a book of his own. Oily. Shiny. Anybody know the name of this dominatrix who's on the scene with her guns and red hair coming out of those, I don't know, gas pipes on her head? What the heck is that? All right, Spider-Gwen, the all-new Spider-Gwen Ghost Spider. You know, there she is on the scene, in the air. And this, all new. It's the timeless Alex Ross. Who's the character? Do you know who that? Who is that? Who is that? Do you know? And who's this? This is Black Cat's version of it. Who's that? It's Black Cat number 2. It's the Death of Silver Surfer, issue number 4. Okay, Daredevil, issue number 25. Lots of covers to choose from here. There's that one. This one, I like that one. That's cool. One there. And this one. Your tiny little Halloween mask. And last but not least, we have Emma Frost, issue number 4. I love this cover. I kept one of these for me. I love it when they have gambling stuff on the cover. One of the themes I love in comic book covers. And this, which is, another timeless. Kazar, you're absolutely correct. It's Kazar. And who's this then? Who is this? If you knew it was Kazar, you probably know who that is. Tell us. Who is that? Who is that woman with the green hair? All right. Oh, good Lord. Let's get this other stack of indies over here. We got just a whole bunch of them, and we have very little time to get through it, guys. So did Dave. And Dave got it too. That's right. Everybody got it. Polaris, thank you so much. It is Polaris. This is Archie versus Minor Threats, issue number 2. I love that cover. Speaking of Jughead, there he is. Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees. If you like your comic horror serial killers, fuzzy. There it is. Rites of Spring. This is the second series. If you haven't read the first one, go back and read it. It's awesome. It's absolutely fantastic. Definitely go read it. These are, homages to things. This is a very famous children's story. Does anybody know the children's story, that books that this is homaging here? But instead of having like his little painter brush, he has probably a dead body part in this bag. Not he, she. Actually, it's a her. Masters of the Universe, Sword of Flaws, Part 1. This is number 1. Quick Stops, issue number 2. This is volume 3. Quick Stops, issue number 2. She loves him, but he's such an idiot. Last Starfighter, I told you. Last Starship, I mean. This is issue number 1. Do you think the last Starship is named Enterprise? Do you think it will be? I think it will be. Didn't like those? Draw your own Last Starship. Maybe you have a concept for a design for a new Star Trek starship that's never been seen before. You can put it on that cover right there. That'd be awesome. I'd like to see it. Show me. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers versus Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, or probably not versus so much as teaming up with a third series, and this is the second issue of the third team-up series. You got that shiny foil thing with, I think, is that Shredder on the cover there, battling a Ranger. There you go. Great stuff there. And speaking of Turtles, we got Saturday Morning Adventures, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, issue number 29. I'm sorry to go so fast through these guys. You can always, go back and freeze frame it if you want to track down, get more information. Twilight Zone number 1. I grew up with Twilight Zone as a kid. Great stuff. Loved it. So this is fun. And look, do your own. That was called The Blanks. I guess this is one of the stories is about people with blank faces. No face. That's blank. Street Sharks number 1. What is that? Crazy stuff. Street Sharks. Hey, they're gonna have to have a crossover with Jeff, the land shark. Space Ghost number 3 of the current series. There you go. So really great stuff. That's Undiscovered Country number 33. We also have Vampirella. Look at the great covers of Vampirella. There's our cosplay cover, and this fantastic. I think it's just photorealistic artwork there. It's just amazing though. This one's a homage to the original Vampirella, number 1. This is Vampirella Halloween Horror Guys, number 1. Greg Land. This is also a shiny, foily one. Street Sharks versus Battletoads versus Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles versus what was it? The hamsters. They had the hamsters. They had the suicidal something or others. There was all kinds of crazy stuff that came out at that time. And this one. We also have this crazy new Conan series called Scourge of the Serpent. What a wild looking bunch of covers these are. Or draw your own with this green serpent background. Gotta love that. Rick and Morty versus the Universe, issue number 3. The Invisible Man, issue number 2 from Universal Monsters. Invisible Man. I love this cover. Look at that. How clever is that? It's an eraser, and all the eraser pieces falling off, making the picture. That is some talented artist. I wish I could do that kind of art. Oh, I showed you Skin Breaker's variant thank you cover. This is the regular cover and a blank one. You can do your own. We have Escape, number 2. Are you escaping? Have you been escaping? Are you going to escape? Kahina, Naked Aggression, Gahina, I believe. We also have Hyde Street. It's amazing. This comic book, when it first came out, had a lot of heat. Then it kind of fell off. But now people are diving into the back issue boxes, pulling these out. Look at that. Your own set of X-ray glasses. These are actual size. You could cut them out and use them. I don't know what you could see with them. X-ray. That you can see inside of boxes that are closed. I don't know. What could you use your X-ray glasses for? Use your imagination. Monsters 7, all new. This is Mark Spears. Great stuff. Mark Spears Monsters. And speaking of monsters, Monstress. Beautiful artwork in this book. If you've never seen this book or its artwork, pick it up and have a look. Amazing stuff. We were just talking about the very first superhero. And there's some controversy of just who that was and when they first started. But I'll tell you, there's a lot of people behind the idea that the very first superhero that fit the description of superhero was not Superman at all, but actually the Phantom. If you don't know anything about the Phantom, this was one of those generational characters. He got his power from, I think it was some sort of gem or something like that. There's been different, like all characters, they get their origins retold and changed. Phantom. Was he the real first superhero? He had special powers. He wore a costume. He fought evil. I love this cover. It's my favorite. Or you could do your own cover because they do have a blank one here. They have a special protective page on the front. But it really doesn't matter. This is just protected and traveling. But what do you think? You tell me. Tell me down below, in the comments down below, do you think Superman or the Phantom was the actual first superhero in comic books? Phantom does predate Superman in the comic books from a reprint of his comic strips. News from the Fallout, issue number 4. They also give you this little bit thing on the back. Like I say, I'm sorry to rush through this, but I'm already running late here. Silverhawks, number 8. Sherlock Holmes, The Dark Detective, Knights of Frankenstein, Volume 2, number 3. Good morning, Two Gun. Good to see you, my friend. Thank you so much for joining us. The Pale Knight, number 5 from Mad Cave. And that wraps it up, guys. Thank you so much for joining us today. We have so many new comics. Don't forget that this Saturday is Local Comic Shop Day, September 27th. We have some special comic books for you for that day, and I hope you can make it in. We're open from noon to 7 p.m. If you can't make it in, if you're not local, check your own local comic shop, or check us out online. If you don't have a comic shop near you and you want to browse some comic books, we're putting more and more up on our website, thecomicsclub.com, all the time. Go check it out. All right, guys, thank you again for joining us. Remember, we're here every Wednesday. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, tell your friends about us, and remember, read.